Well, the hysteria continues. Hello, this is Mara Jade, and I'm finally back with another video following a brief hiatus during my student teaching internship to bring you this article from boundingintocomics.com entitled Guild Wars developer ArenaNet, Psychonaut developer Double Fine, and more gaming companies declare support for abortion, denounce possible overturning of Roe v Wade. The key words there is possible overturning because not only is the leak, which should be punishable, not official, but if it is possibly overturned, it's just going to be overturned on the federal level and will be relegated to the states. So it's not going anywhere necessarily. Pretty much. But now you have all these people up in arms. Now you have these gaming companies throwing their hats into the ring and giving their opinions via statements company-wide, and it's just a fucking mess. But at any rate, I'm going to go into this article so we have an idea of what's going on, and then I'm going to give my 2 cents following it. So without further ado, let's dive into this, shall we? Multiple game developers, including Double Fine Productions, spoke out against the possibility of Roe v Wade being overturned and declared their support for abortion as an, quote, essential healthcare right. Keep that in mind. Because a lot of these people like to bring up the Constitution and that shit, and you look through the Constitution and abortion's not included. Destiny developer Bungie previously announced that a draft opinion detailing that the Roe v Wade ruling would be overturned was a direct attack on human rights. And that abortion is, quote, an essential healthcare right. They proudly asserted standing up for reproductive choice and liberty is not a difficult decision to make, and Bungie remains dedicated to upholding these values. Again, keep this in mind, because I'm going to give my 2 cents near the end of the article. So there's their statement. He even had someone I know uninstall Destiny 2. He was that pissed off at Bungie. They would not be the only game developer to make such a statement. Hinterland Games, the developer of The Long Dark, stated they were shocked and dismayed by the recent news re the U.S. Supreme Court's leaked ruling against Roe v. Wade. Again, leaked, not official. And yet again, if it is official, it's not going away completely. It's just going from the federal level down back to the states, where the states have control. Simple. Fucking simple. This is a direct attack on women's rights. I love how they say women's rights as if all women are up in arms over this. As if all women, our gender is a monolith. But then they have the rights of people who can become pregnant. Go on Twitter. Alright? Look at all these people up in arms about this, saying it's an attack on women's rights and things like that. Specifically focus on women. Then you go on Google. Type in men can. Just type in men can. One of the choices that comes up, first 5 choices that comes up to autofill for your search is can have babies. Men can have babies. So, if that is the logic that these people have been going off of for the past God knows how many years, ever since they developed Trump derangement syndrome and all that bullshit, guess what? This is not just an attack on women's rights, it attacks on birthing people's rights. And as such, because men can have babies, they can make laws governing women's bodies, because they themselves can do the same things women can do. Wrap your head around that fucking logic. Hinterland Games cautiously stated to avoid outcry. Because again, if they just said women's rights, then you would have had these, outliers in the LGBTQ plus community saying, oh, men can have babies, because trans men can have babies, even though they still have the reproductive organs of women. And is yet one more step in the general erosion of human rights we see sweeping across the conservative US and Canada. Last I checked, my rights have not been infringed upon. I can still vote, I can still hold employment, and so forth. No one's denying me any of this shit. We are consulting with both internal and external stakeholders around what concrete steps we can take to best address this assault on reproductive freedoms. How about not fucking doing a damn fucking thing? How about not doing a damn fucking thing? I'm not going to sit here and pretend that these companies are going to have the same political opinions, morally or otherwise, that I do. But keep politics, political opinions, out of the fucking business as a whole, company-wide. Don't bring in your fucking stakeholders or any of that dumb shit. Just let your employees have their opinions. You are a fucking business, first and foremost. Your business is selling fucking games. That's it. It's not championing certain demographics' rights. In this case, again, stemming from the premise from leaked documents that have not been a fucking official. Until then, please know that Hinterland stands in solidarity with all those impacted, and we will bring all our means, energy, and influence to this fight. No one's been impacted yet. No one's been fucking impacted yet. No one! No fucking one. And even then, I cannot beat this dead horse enough. It's not going away completely. It's just being relegated to the states. If you don't fucking like it and you can move to a state that's going to allow you to do it. Or, if you can't move, and you want to do it, even though I might not agree with your choice to do so, just drive your fucking happy ass over the border and get the procedure done. They can't arrest you, because you're doing it in a state that will legally have it. That fucking simple. And here's their statement. ArenaNet, the developer of Guild Wars and Guild Wars 2, were succinct in their statement, simply posting "your body, your right" as white text on a black background. Alright? They're succinct. They're straight to the fucking point. Again, keep this in mind, because I'm going to have my 2 cents on this. Particularly this. Your body, your right. That's their statement. Alright? And Bounding into Comics, please, for the love of Christ, limit the ads a little bit. Outer Loop Games, the developers Falcon Age and the upcoming Thirsty Suitors, announced, "We stand for people's right to make their own decisions about reproduction. We encourage you to get involved." That's a run-on sentence. There should be a semicolon there, if at the very least, or separate it into 2 sentences. I'm going to be an English teacher, and this makes my eye fucking twitch sometimes. Linking to a statement from Urge imploring that Roe V Wade still stand. Alright? Finally, Double Fine Productions, the developers of Psychonauts 2, Costume Quest 2, and Broken Age, declared in a tweet that they stand steadfast in our support of essential healthcare rights for all. So you're including everyone who can have babies, including men. They then shared a lengthier statement via an image that stated, "We at Double Fine Productions stand steadfast in our support of essential healthcare rights for all." Alright? "We firmly believe that a decision to overturn Roe v. Wade would deny people their human rights." How is it a human right to decide to terminate your pregnancy? You're not going to give fucking birth to a flat screen TV, an attack helicopter, a lawnmower, a semi-truck. You're not giving birth to anything but a baby, so how is it a human... You're basically saying it's a human right to murder a child. You're basically saying murder, because you're going to define when life begins, at this point, is a human right. That's essentially what you're saying right there. Double Fine claimed, "and directly impact the lives, freedoms, and choices of everyone in this country." Stop speaking for everyone. You do not do that. It's not going to impact everyone. We are not a monolith. Just fucking stop it. "For those who are able, we encourage donating to an organization that will stand up for these rights," Double Fine said. "Fuck you, I'm not." Amazon, who produces Lost Ark and New World, reportedly told its staff that they would pay employees up to $4,000 in travel expenses per year to pay for, quote, non-life-threatening medical treatments, including abortions. So basically, because people use this as a form of birth control, you're pretty much telling people they can have sex like rabbits. You'll pay this per year $4,000. Just about. If they want to have an abortion, if they're not gonna go out of their way to make sure that they are having the protective measures in place when they have sex. So you take that times how many employees are going to do that per year? Good job, Amazon. Good job. Journalist Christopher Rufo also claimed that the Walt Disney Company, which owns various video game companies including Lucasfilm Games, has adopted a benefits program that will subsidize out-of-state abortions for employees and support sex change operations for their minor children. Disney is not in the best situation right now, so this is not going to improve it. For those unfamiliar, a Supreme Court draft of a majority opinion written by Justice Samuel Alito proposing Roe v. Wade be overturned was leaked by Politico. Alright, Justice Alito wrote, "We do not pretend to know how our political system or society will respond to today's decision overruling Roe and Casey." Alright, and even if we could foresee what will happen, we would have no authority to let that knowledge influence our decision. We can only do our job, which is to interpret the law, as in the constitutional law, Constitution, interpret the law, apply long-standing principles of stare decisis, and decide this case accordingly. That's all their job is. Whatever political leanings they have is supposed to go out the fucking window. Their job is to interpret the law. The Constitution. Or law, I should say, based on the Constitution. Constitutional law. And if they can't find anything in there to support this staying in place, then guess what? It gets overturned. It gets overturned. That's how it works. We therefore hold that the Constitution does not confer a right to abortion. There's nowhere in the Constitution that gives anyone this right. Anyone this right. Roe and Casey must be overruled, and the authority to regulate abortions must be returned to the people and their elected representatives, meaning the fucking state. Justice Alito stated, that's it. That's it. They're overturning it, if they do so, at the federal level and taking it back to the people. That's it. The original Roe v. Wade case saw the Supreme Court rule that under the 14th Amendment's Due Process Clause, the Constitution's right to privacy also protected a woman's right to have an abortion across all states. How they interpreted it that way, I have no fucking idea. But that's how it was interpreted. A state criminal abortion statute of the current Texas type that accepts from criminality only a life-saving procedure on behalf of the mother without regard to pregnancy stage and without recognition of the other interests involved is violative of the Due Process Clause of the 14th Amendment to the ruling states. Again, read the 14th Amendment. I have, no idea where they're getting this interpretation from. Or at least where they got it from. When this was originally ruled. Alright, but that's what it states. That's what the ruling stated. That's what they were using. So what do you think? Let us know on social media and in the comments below. So there is the article. There is the article. I was giving kind of my 2 cents during the article. But here's my overall 2 cents on this whole thing. As ridiculous as it is, like I said, I'm not going to pretend that everybody's going to have the same political opinion as I do. However, where was this solidarity when the vaccine, the COVID-19 vaccine was rolled out and people were saying, I'm not going to put these experimental drugs in my body because I have no idea of the side effects. I don't know what it's going to do to me. And they were risking their fucking jobs from you people with that same fucking argument. My body, my rights. Where were you with that solidarity? Where the fuck were you assholes during that whole process? No, you made people go against their beliefs. and get a vaccine, or risk losing their source of employment, their source of income, whatever they fucking use to not only take care of themselves or their possibly their families if they had one. Where the fuck were you? Where the fuck were you in all that? That's my 2 cents. I don't give a shit what your political opinions are. As stupid as I fucking think this is, I don't give a shit what your political opinions are, even though I think they should be kept out of business as a whole. But where the fuck were you? Where were you? But anyway, those are my thoughts on this whole stupid situation stemming from a leaked document that we have no idea will become official or not. Again, it's not going away. It's not fucking going away. It's not a war on women. It's not a war on our rights. It's not a war on our uteruses or any fucking thing like that. But that's what they're making it out to be. And we're just sitting here, the sane women, sitting here going, this is the stupidest shit we've ever seen. But what are your thoughts on this whole thing? Let me know down in the comments below. I'm going to be taking a break. Essentially from streaming, so if you watch any of my YouTube streams or my Twitch streams, I go by Jade_Fire on Twitch. I'm taking a mini break this week so I can focus back on making videos, and then Friday I will be back on Twitch playing the Evil Dead game. I'm going to be grinding that with at least 2 other people, maybe 1 or 2 others, and checking that game out as it drops this weekend on May the 13th, this Friday, so come check that out. If you like this video, leave a thumbs up. Share on social media, if you will. This is Mara Jade. Catch you on the dark side, and I have no fucking words.